Television Sydney News, I'm Alex Pleffer. It's great to have you with us. In this bulletin, more asbestos found at Newbridge Heights Public School, a program improves Aboriginal early childhood health in Sydney's west, and an art exhibition at the University of Western Sydney in Penrith. But first, Remembrance Day services have been held across Sydney to honour the lives lost and sacrifices made in war, including 3 diggers killed in Afghanistan last month. Large crowds gathered for a minute's silence observed at 11 a.m, signifying the guns falling silent on the Western Front at that time on November 11, 1918. City of Penrith RSL sub-branch President Neville Barnier said no matter what people thought about conflict overseas, serving soldiers needed support. More asbestos has been found at Newbridge Heights Public School in Sydney's southwest following an investigation undertaken in the September school holidays. 6 chrysotile asbestos fragments were identified on ground near the administration building, but no asbestos was found in the 57 pits that were also dug up during testing. Parent Brooke Del Sul says parents and neighbours want to see the problem fixed.
And at the end of the day, we don't want another band-aid solution to the problem with asbestos at Newbridge Heights Public School. We want it gone. The Department of Education needs to spend the money to remove it permanently. The past has shown us that the area is not always maintained the way that it should and in accordance with the asbestos management plan, because WorkCover has had to come in and issue notices in the past because it's the community that has seen that the garden beds are, back down to bare mulch cover with geotech fabric exposed, and therefore not providing the safe encapsulation of the hazardous material, the asbestos material that's left in a public school.
Parent Linda Lambourne said she was the only one informed of excavation work taking place during school hours.
I was fortunate enough to have my child at home on those days because the principal gave me a phone call when excavation was to take place, when they were digging in a known asbestos site. I've kept this fight up because I'm not only a parent at this school, I'm actually a resident as well. I live across the road, so if we don't fix this problem, it's still a problem for me on a weekend.
The asbestos management plan at the school will be fine-tuned for at least the 5th time since 2005. Granville MP Tony Issa says the community shouldn't be concerned about a series of shootings in Western Sydney because they aren't the intended targets. Recent shootings in Northmead, Ermington and Marylands brought the count to 9 shootings in Western Sydney in 2 weeks. Police believe most of the shootings are linked to a dispute between rival bikie gangs, the Hells Angels and Nomads. Detective Superintendent Deb Wallace said uncooperative witnesses and victims continued to hamper the police investigations. Camden's rural backyard will soon be transformed into an urban metropolis the size of Canberra. It will be home to more than 90,000 new residents, as well as 27,000 new homes, 10 schools, 89 hectares of parks and 59 hectares of sporting fields. Precinct plans for Austral and Leppington were placed on exhibition last week and will be on exhibition until December 2nd. Macarthur Liberal MPs appear to be at odds, and their battleground is the Australian Botanic Garden at Mount Annan. Campbelltown MP Brian Doyle announced in a media release last week that both he and Camden MP Chris Patterson wanted hours at the popular garden extended, but the statement was later withdrawn and Mr Patterson's name was removed in an amended release. Mr Patterson said the release went out without his knowledge and he was happy with the way the garden was. A spokeswoman for Environment Minister Robin Parker's office said they had received no representation from Mr Doyle, and Wollondilly MP Jai Rao distanced himself from the push. The Brighton Le Sands Amateur Fishermen's Association at Crimea will be audited following a year-long inquiry into the board's conduct. State Hospitality Minister George Souris announced the audit after an investigation found no breaches of the Registered Clubs Act in relation to allegations about management and activities at the club. This audit will focus on compliance with rules about serving alcohol, conducting gaming, administration, management and accountability. The club said it would continue to cooperate with the investigations. A program that provides specialist early childhood health services for Aboriginal families in the Penrith area aims to give them the best start in life that's possible. The government-funded initiative has been operating for about 18 months and has just taken on a Darug name. Clinical Coordinator for the Mudang Mudjin Building Strong Foundations team, Cheryl Feeney, said the team offered home visits for baby health checks or could see families in a clinic.
If we can get in at ground root level at birth and work with the children to make sure that they're in the best health that they can be.
Client Jodie Kennedy said Aboriginal Health Education Officer Vicky Thompson had been there from the beginning.
Since my baby was a newborn, from the day we left the hospital. Yeah.
Most referrals to the program come from local hospitals or parents can self-refer. Money needs to be invested into studying rates of depression and suicide in older migrants, says the manager of a North Parramatta mental health service. Transcultural Mental Health Centre manager Maria Casaniti told Parliamentary Inquiry there was anecdotal evidence of an increase in depression in older members of migrant communities when they retire. She said this was most evident in post-World War II migrants who were not treated for mental health problems when they first arrived in Australia. But she said more research dollars needed to be invested to create a current and comprehensive study. Camden Cricket Club first grade cricketer Wayne Eagles has produced a sensational spell of bowling in his Camden District Cricket Association game against Tamworth. Eagles took 10 wickets in the first innings in what is believed to be a first at the club. His first innings bowling figures were 10 for 26 off just 13 overs. It is a feat he has never achieved before in his 11 seasons with Camden and is unlikely to be matched for a long time in the district competition. The first time Adenza Park resident Bella Woodley picked up a golf club, she was 6 years old. Now aged 12, the Cabramatta Golf Club member will line up for the New South Wales schoolgirls team to play against other states in South Australia. In the past 2 years, Bella has cut her handicap from 36 to 18. Now she plans on working towards single figures, one perfect drive and slick putt at a time. Someone Has to Draw the Line is the latest exhibition of pictures, paintings and drawings from artist Gordon Waters. Waters was at the opening of the exhibition at the University of Western Sydney's Warrington North campus this week. He said any one inspiration was difficult to pinpoint.
I get inspiration from a lot of different things. I get inspiration from the natural environment, I get inspiration from a lot of modernist picture makers.
His book, Unless Your Picture Goes Wrong, It Will Be No Good, was also launched at the opening, a journal he wrote from 2009 to 2010 after it was suggested to him by an artist friend.
I did it. I wrote for 365 days, missed one or two along the way, but was pretty disciplined about it. And I didn't intend to publish it, but at the end I felt that it maybe was good enough to do so. I had to self-publish it because I didn't feel that a publisher would be interested. Maybe they will, I don't know, but and it came out reasonably well. It's been fairly well received, I think, and it's a good, it's just a good document for me to have, to kind of, I learned a lot about myself and about what it is actually like to be a painter, the frustrations and the sometimes elations of being a painter in contemporary society.
The exhibition will continue until December 23rd. That's all we have time for today at Television Sydney News. For more information on any of these stories, visit tvs.org.au or pick up your local Fairfax newspaper. We'll see you next time.